Ready, hot!
Thank you, Michael. Welcome, everyone. We're kind of all excited to be getting back on the field here Saturday. With a new football team, like every year when you start off this time of year, it's it's always different, always new, always looking for the new different position battles that'll be taking place. Like I said, I think everybody in our building's really looking forward to it. We're going to practice Saturday and Sunday, take advantage of the weekend, some of the extra time, not having to be in class, those kind of things to get started and to hopefully have some good meetings and good quality time on the field. I feel like our guys have really done an excellent job here through the winter. I know Coach Schmidt has been very pleased with the work, the attitude of the guys, the way they've lifted and run and trained, hopefully gaining, more speed, more power, those kind of things heading into spring ball. So anyway, it'll be exciting. Everyone will want to first talk about the quarterback battles. We've got, three excellent players there, Blake Bell, Kendall Thompson, Trevor Knight, all, quality athletes, guys that we have always felt all throw the football well. On top of all three, have the ability to run as well. So it'll be interesting how that all goes. Those guys have really had a great winter in all their training. So from there, I guess I'll just open it up for questions.
Bob, on the defensive side of the ball, could you talk about some of the thoughts you have going in terms of things you're going to experiment with and things?
Yeah, I know there's been a lot talked about going to a 50 front. That's something that we have done some in the past. It's something we'll do some in the spring, but we won't do it solely. We'll still be in our four-man front as well, and we'll work some different guys in the rotation in there inside. But we'll also experiment because I think it's a positive to be able to jump into a 50 and do some of that stuff like we have in the past.
Bob, you didn't really get into a quarterback battle until your third year. You were here with Nate and Jason. What did you I know coming from Spurrier, you call him your mentor, but he's a guy that's played a lot of different quarterbacks even to this day.
Yeah, he never seems to have an issue with it, does he?
Well, what did you take out of kind of going through that first experience as a head coach?
I think when guys are pretty equal or there isn't a definitive edge I think it's just fair in competition that you give them their opportunities on the field to see who in the moment, in the game, when it really matters, is going to step up and maybe make more plays, avoid the critical bad play, be more consistent. And sometimes you can't tell that until you're out on the field a little bit. And I think, I know in Coach's case, sometimes that's been the case. There isn't such a discernible difference in the two that you give them their opportunities on the field. And I think back then with Nate and Jason and all that was happening, it was a similar situation at the time, and then it works itself out. And I don't think it's nearly as disruptive to the team as maybe people make it out to be. Guys are in the huddle, long as you're not changing offenses, meaning going from maybe more of a quarterback run game type, situation to then throwing the football. And as long as you're still running, and practicing the same plays, I don't know that it's all that disruptive, to the other players.
You see him, just going through it, with Nate and even with Paul Thompson in 05, you seem to really make your decision and back that guy. Is that just kind of how you feel it should play?
Well, if you look at it, we generally haven't made the decision real early, though. So, there comes a certain time somebody's got to start and be ready for it. And I think most of our battles have continued through the summer, through two-a-days, for good reason, in our minds anyway. We want to see the continued competition. And we may in our mind already know who has the edge in our eyes, but let's see if he's had a good summer. Let's see if someone didn't come back and maybe improved more than he did in the summer. and overtakes them. So we want to see that competition, work through a good part of, into the summer and two-a-days. And I would anticipate that being the same thing.
You made there were 3 coaching changes made this offseason. What were the impetus for the changes?
I don't need to discuss those. Those are private conversations with myself, and those coaches are in our program.
Is it a little strange though, Bob? I mean, you had such staff continuity for so long, and now you got 5 new faces in the last 14 months. Is it a little strange just walking through the office, or?
Not really. In the end, it's, there's always different reasons for that, when those things happen. So we've had coaching, changes over 15 years at different times and in different ways. And so we'll adjust with this one the best we can.
Seems like all 3 of the guys you brought in have strong reputations as recruiters. Was that one of the number one things you were looking at as you were evaluating who you were going to bring in?
Well, I think you always are, in that, that's always part of the equation. But these guys do have, strong backgrounds in, some backgrounds on the field in coaching and in recruiting. And so, that's always a part of it.
You guys going to have Iowa football watch parties at all this fall?
No, it's interesting when, I had talked to several people in regard to Jerry, and we'd been going through it all, and then, I talked to probably 3-4 different people about him, and so then, and then pull up and research him, and then I didn't even know he played at Iowa. So that, obviously, that's a positive thing. So us guys always root for our alma mater. So, but Jerry's got a great background.
Bob, speaking of Jerry, defensive tackle, when we first got into coaching, you told us stories about having only 1 or 2 defensive tackles in spring. You only have 3 that we know of. And
yeah, but we've got some of those other defensive ends that have beefed up now, and some are 260, 265. So, we've got some other bigger guys that we can rotate in there. We'll see. That's something we're going to experiment with when we start practicing.
so you not have to take 20-minute breaks.
No. We'll practice like we always have. I think there's 11 or 12 guys total to rotate up into 4 positions. So, we'll manage it. And we've got some quality guys coming in.
If Jerry is your defensive line coach, what's Bobby Jack's responsibilities going to shift?
Yeah, that's how I'm going to have Coach Wright is going to work with the corners. Mike's got safeties, in our league we play a lot of 5, DBs for sure, sometimes 6. I think more eyes there will be a positive for us. And Jay Bulwer will have tight ends and be the special teams coordinator.
You got a special teams coordinator. I mean, I know you've had one, but people have been clamoring for a long time. It seems interesting because you had really good special teams the last couple of years.
Yeah, and no one talked about it. We had Coach Bobby Jack Wright was a special teams coordinator. Well, we were first or second in the league in about everything.
You did have 5 guys on scholarship at kicker, though. I guess they'll help change that.
What's that?
You won't have 5 guys on scholarship at kicker anymore, I assume.
We'll have a few. I mean, you got to have, well, come on. We threw Patty in there just for the last semester, so you're giving me unfair criticism there.
Are there any guys you know for sure at this point who won't be on the field this spring?
Yeah, let's see. Guys that aren't able to participate. Neela. Let's see who else. What's that?
Tyler Evans.
Tyler's, he's as tolerated, so he can go. We got to, I think in this first week, just watch how much he gets until the following week. But Tyler's set to go. Who else am I missing, Pete? Taylor, not in the first week. He's able to catch balls. No contact stuff, no risk of falling down until after spring break, but he'll get the second part of it. I think that's it. Huh?
Adam Shedd.
He's set to go.
You mentioned Ripkowski.
Yeah, Rip can't go either.
And will Irwin be back from his hand surgery?
Yeah, he already is.
Thursday night in Baylor, Bob. Are you fired up about that?
Yeah, we have an off week before it, so it's something that we discussed. In the end, with the new television agreement, everybody's going to have their hand in the next couple of years in playing a game on a Thursday night. With our situation, with the stadium right on campus, it really isn't conducive for us to host one. So we're going to have to go somewhere and play one. I'd rather do it where we have an off week before, don't get trapped where you got to go do it on a short week, that kind of thing. So I think in surveying it, and analyzing it, with Joe, we thought, this may be the best scenario in that with the off week ahead of it and a relatively short trip.
Bob, how about NCAA clearinghouse stuff? I know DJ Ward was up in the air. You have any other mid-semester guys that are still waiting on one?
No, those other guys have all been cleared. DJ, we're still waiting on.
With all the coaching changes, what is it like for you personally? Obviously, it's not easy to do. You work closely with these guys, but it's necessary. Just what is it like for you personally to have to make those kinds of decisions?
Yeah, I'm not much about talking about my personal feelings about much of anything, let alone what I've got to do with my work. So it's part of the job.
Bob, what would you say are some of the bigger priorities you really want to tackle this spring? Goals you guys have?
Yeah, it's always, I say it all, everything. You want everything to keep improving. I think, for sure, more consistency, just overall. In every part of what we're doing. I think, when you're never satisfied, so it's just really be fundamentally sound in everything that we're doing. You could, there's not one area that we're not going to really, focus on and emphasize on each side of the ball.
Is this a time when you guys can really coach and really teach fundamentals where you don't have to worry so much, obviously, about game planning?
This is a really fun time, I think, for coaches because of what you said. You can really just focus and concentrate on fundamentals and discipline in what you're doing. You get to work with everybody. Not that you're during the season you're working with everybody, but you're focused a little more on the first and second team guys that are getting the most snaps. This way you're bringing everybody along. To me, it's really about building depth in every position, getting more players ready to play, not only on offense, defense, but also even on special teams. So you're doing a lot of drill work, a lot of fundamentals with everybody, and everyone gets their chance. Because the freshmen aren't here yet. There's only a limited number on the field. They're getting a lot of snaps. So it's kind of fun to see guys progress and come along and start to get it, now that have been here a year or so. And it always happens. You get your, not surprises, but you see some things coming to fruition after working with them for so long.
Well, you graduated 3 out of 4 in the secondary. You played at a pretty high level in the secondary a year ago. You graduated 2 and had one leave early. Talk about that, some of the new guys or some of the guys that's going to be involved there. And I know some guys can play both corner and safety. When you look at some guys at both spots.
Yeah, I'm sure there'll be a little bit of experimentation there, but, guys like Julian Wilson, who's played a ton, will get more. I think, Zach Sanchez, different guys are gonna have more opportunity, but, Kaz Everett, another guy that's, that played some, that's been ready to play. All these guys we'll experiment a little bit in some different spots with them. Another guy, Cortez Johnson now is a guy that transferred from Arizona. That's a big, long guy that can play. So, Aaron's been consistently one of our best players and great leader for us. So it'll be exciting and fun to see these guys out there competing.
Bob, is there a little bit of a sense of pride in these hires that you made? All 3 of these guys were in really good positions and chose to leave to come join your staff.
I guess I don't look at it that way, but I do, I do feel a couple of things. I always feel fortunate that I'm at a strong university that's going to allow us to try and always go hire the best people we can. And, and we've had a good tradition and history of championships and success and, all around that it's usually an attractive place. So, anyway, so, and there's always, personally and family issues with all guys and coaches. So anyway, so I was fortunate to where I feel I've hired 3 really great coaches.
Bob, with all the coaching changes, all the guys you lost on defense, quarterback battle, I mean, I don't really know how you quantify it, but do you consider this to be one of the more maybe important springs you've had here?
As opposed to which other one? Not when you're the one that has to do it, so.
Bob, you have a punting competition. I mean, you've got to find a punter. I know you brought one in as
Jed Barnett, yeah, Jack Steed, bunch of these guys. We'll see, but but right now Jed has the most experience. Just has been doing it for a couple of years, and these other guys though have gotten better. So we'll see. We'll see where it goes.
Is Drew Allen going to be with the team during the spring?
No, Drew is working out. And is waiting to see where he's going to graduate and have an opportunity to play somewhere next year. So Drew's a wonderful guy and will do well for somebody.
Bob, all 3 quarterbacks this year are they're mobile, they're able to run. Is that an added wrinkle to the offense you're excited to see?
Yeah, to a degree it will be. We'll do our best not to give away exactly how we want to do it, but in the end there'll be a little bit of that for sure.
Are you making some changes in the way that you use defensive ends? Some guys playing more of an outside linebacker position with these changes that you're...
Yeah, some of when we kick into a 50, some of it will be, some of those guys standing up, outside once in a while.
Will they continue just to work with Jerry in practice, or will they have to do some things with Kish? Or
no, well, they'll for the most part with Jerry, but we've always, when you zone blitz, have had the defensive ends at different times over in Pascal. A lot of times we'd start off the first 5-10 minutes of it, make sure they're getting their drops, and then send them to pass rush. So we'll manage that.
How much of a benefit have you seen in the past with early enrollees, and do you see the same thing happening with the younger players this year?
Yeah, it sure helps them. I think it sure helps them. I think first start to mature physically, meaning they're really, working at a high level here during the winter, and then they get the snaps and the experience on the field, ahead of the summer. So they go into the summer with already a strong idea of what it takes to play.
you talk about replacing Kenny Stills and Justin Brown and Trey McTwire, and I know Derek Woods had a really good year for you on the scout team. Just kind of your anxiousness at seeing those guys.
Yeah, the other guy too is Deron Neal. When Deron was in games, he did a great job. Big play type guy, strong. Derek was really great all year. One of our scouts of the year. Just an excellent player. And so Trey, I feel is ready to come on and really gets it now. So, I think all of those guys are gonna be really solid and good for us. Dan and Cavill, since he's been here, really an impressive young man. He's all 6'3", maybe 6'4". He's already up to 215 pounds. Has handled the workouts. That's when you can really tell is a guy really ready for it, and he's gone through all the workouts like he's a junior, and that's really exciting too.
Are there any other young guys that you've gotten glowing reports on during winter workouts?
All of them. Again, Jerry, this has been one of his, in his mind, one of the best winters we've had, just as an overall team. So that's, I don't know who else. A lot of all those guys are doing well.
You guys will not be picked high, probably not preseason top 10, not picked to win the Big 12. That's out of the norm for you. You usually are. How does that change anything? Does it change anything at all?
No, it doesn't change anything whatsoever. We've never put much stock or cared, where we were or weren't picked.
Does it invigorate you to some degree in terms of laying low or low profile, or?
Invigorate meaning the other years when we're picked high, I'm not excited to go to work and don't work hard. So.
Just, what is it? I mean, like having a little chip on your shoulder or anything?
Well, we'll see. You know, we'll see if the players do or not. You know, they're the ones that ultimately have to do it. But you know, we'll see where it leads.
I know Derek Brooks has been through a lot. I saw him out there practicing in Cotton Bowl practices. Can you talk about where he is and will he be full go this spring?
He is. He's ready to go, and you know, looks quick and fast. So you know, he's finally, you know, you've been going through all of the winter stuff. So he's back, you know, with a good strong leg now. So it'll be exciting to see what he's able to do.
Is he running back?
Yeah.